staying informed about the situation involving Renee Good, who was killed by an ICE agent. And when you put her name in the YouTube search, I want to show you what some of these freaks will say. These people out here lying about this woman, lying about her partner. A lot of people are trying to spin this into this victim blaming narrative where they try to blame the people who were victims of this situation. Let me show you what I mean. Let me show you. If you keep going, you'll see some really good videos here from MS Now who are trying to defend this woman. But if you keep going, though, if you keep going, you're gonna see more individuals, quote unquote, who try to demonize these women. Look, Renee Good's wife says ICE shooting was her fault. Media silent. Renee Good's wife says ICE shooting was her fault, and you see fault in red, and media is silent. They're trying to frame it like, oh, well, she's saying it was her fault, but you're not listening to her say it was her fault, though. Like, no, fool. What's going on here is the woman's blaming herself. Obviously, she's blaming herself for what happened to her wife. But this is out of grief, obviously, and it takes being a human being to realize that and understand that, I guess. And these people, these tame cast IRL, these bitches here, a lot of people are exposing themselves through this situation. They're exposing how inhuman they are. The Trump administration is certainly doing that. JD Vance is certainly doing that. Trump is certainly doing that. All those people up there, they're certainly doing that. They are being inhuman towards this case. I don't care if you fall left or right. This should be an open and shut situation. Her getting murdered literally after expressing no hostility towards that agent, zero hostility towards that agent, is crazy. And it does not matter if her wife was being combatant. It doesn't matter at all. Her words were literally, we have license plates, we're not changing them every day, don't worry, we're still here. Basically, she was like, you're recording us, you're trying to record our license plate number, but don't worry, we're here. She's basically telling them, like, yeah, hi, we're here, and you're not intimidating us. That's what she's basically doing. You can call it heckling, you can call it whatever you want, but she was never threatening that cop. Neither her or Renee were threatening that agent, not once. They never did any such thing. So no, it wasn't the white's fault. It wasn't her fault whatsoever. And the fact that this video is trying to claim that, oh, well, she's admitting her guilt. Like, no, why are you framing it that way? Why are you framing it like, oh, they're trying to admit fault, her fault, because it was her fault? No, it wasn't her fault. It was neither her nor Renee's fault that Renee ended up dead. The agent was the one who overreacted in the situation. He got triggered for no reason. Literally no reason. There is zero reason for you to shoot at someone for 3 times. Look at the video again. The second Renee's wife is finished telling him off, he's not even aiming his gun or whatever towards her. She hasn't instigated anything. She hasn't done anything. He backs off. Then the other dude comes and tries to get into her car, and then that's when Renee tries to pull out and drive away because these psychos are coming towards her, and she had every right to flee because the psycho is going to pull out his gun in the next second and kill her. That was not her wife's fault. So this video here is pissing me off because it's like you see all these narratives coming out and doing their damnedest to try to frame it on these 2 women instead of the man who killed. So I'm just like, I'm seeing this coming out, and you're gonna see these psychos. You see the exact specimens in these videos, literally doing their best. Look at who raised these assholes? Who raised them? What basement are they dwelling in? Whose basement do these psychos live in? Whose mother? Who raised them? Who raised these bitch boys right here taking issue with the lesbian couple? Who? They must not get dated enough. They must not get dated enough. No. Let's keep going. Let's keep going because it gets worse. It gets worse. You see these conservative assholes popping up. And then look at this video. Look at this video right here. You see this? You see this? Ty Riviera. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this nut job. Look at this nut job. Look at him. Look at him. Dude. Blame her wife. Officer footage released. Why Renee Good being lesbian matters. Blame her husband. Blame her wife. Blame her wife. Are you kidding me? Let's see what he's saying. Didn't understand that I'm with JD Vance on this one. I can understand how this is a tragedy, but I can also understand that this is a tragedy of her own making. What is wrong with these fucking psychopaths, man? See, if you're wondering why women don't date these days, it's because these are the options that women have out here. Never mind the fact that they're being incredibly derogatory towards these women for being lesbian. Never mind the fact that they're being incredibly malicious because of their orientation. Never mind that fact, because of course you got men out here who hate on women who are different from them, who hate on women who aren't straight. It doesn't really matter. They'll hate on women no matter what, really. So they're just misogynistic haters. The point is, they're trying to frame it as though these two women are to blame for what happened to Renee. They tried to blame someone's murder, not on the murderer. No, not the murderer, but on the people who literally were just bystanding. You can try to, it's that victim blaming crap that just is psychotic. Watch the video of the wife. Look, let me find it. Let me find it, actually. Look, we're gonna look at the video right now, okay? We're gonna look at it right now from the agent's perspective, right? And we're gonna see how her wife sounded, okay? We're gonna see if it truly is the fault of the wife for the murder that occurred. We're gonna see just how much they're to blame for Renee's murder specifically. Because what these people are trying to do is blame the situation on these women, blaming the wife for what happened when clearly the wife is just feeling guilt about what happened when this wasn't even her fault. And I'm gonna prove it. Watch. Look at the dog. Look, watch what happens. Renee is not threatening this dude. If she wanted to run him over, she would, but she's not. She's trying to say, you see that? She's saying, I'm not mad at you. I don't have a problem with you. That's what she's trying to communicate to him. He's an ICE agent, so he's not capable of understanding anything. But no, she's trying to say, I don't have a problem with you. I'm not against you. I don't have an issue with you. That's what Renee was trying to say. Then here comes her wife, okay? She's saying, she's basically trying to get him to be like, show your face. What she's trying to say here is nothing of harassment, nothing of that. She's not heckling this dude or anything. She's being defensive. And frankly, I think you have a right to be defensive towards the 5 men who are coming towards you and your wife. That's what I think. I think she has every reason to get defensive and hostile towards men, armed men, who are coming towards you. Look at what she says. Show your face. I'm not mad. That's okay. We don't change our plates every morning. Just so you know, it'll be the same plate when you come talk to us later. That's fine. I'm a U.S. citizen. So she's being defensive towards these creeps, giving them trouble like the bullies that they are. Listen.
U.S. citizen. You want to come at us? I say go get yourself some lunch, big boy. Go ahead.
That's what happened, okay? So people are trying to frame it like this is somehow on her now. She's being defensive towards him, rightfully. And somehow people are trying to frame it like this is somehow her fault because, oh no, I guess she didn't hold her tongue, I guess. As if that justifies someone getting murdered. After this happens, the killer, this is the video of the killer, okay? He doesn't even react to her because obviously she's not a threat. She's not the one with the gun, okay? She doesn't have a weapon on her, so she's not the threat. He doesn't even react. He doesn't even react. If what people are trying to claim is true, and she caused the escalation, then the guy would pull out his gun right now. He'd be pulling out his gun right now and trying to gun her down, in fact. But that's not what happens, is it? No, because she didn't escalate anything. She didn't do anything. They're trying to blame someone other than this agent. They're trying their best to try to demonize and persecute anyone other than this killer. Then look what happens. After she finishes what she's saying, the other agent is going to come in and try to threaten the woman. Okay, watch. Then she tries to run. That's when this creep pulls out his gun. She tries to tell her wife to get out of there because she realizes that danger has escalated, and she realizes how much danger that they're in. She already saw how much danger these agents were because she was getting defensive towards them. That's what was going on. She got defensive towards them, and she had every right to be. So when she saw danger was approaching, she tried to tell her wife to get out of there. So trying to frame it like her wife was the cause, her wife was to blame. It's that stupid male narrative that, oh, well, if you hadn't done this, if you hadn't dressed this way, if you hadn't spoke up, if you hadn't talked, if you hadn't done this or that, he wouldn't have gone aggressive, and it's your fault. No. That narrative is disgusting, is revolting, and it's not true. He didn't even react to her after she finished speaking. After she got defensive, he didn't even react. What made him react was Renee driving away. That triggered the predatory monster in him to go and try to gun her down and stop her. That's what happened. It had nothing to do with her wife. Nothing. Nothing to do with any of her words. Not a thing. All it had to do with was a monster who saw his prey fleeing and he wanted to gun her down. That's all. He wanted to harm her. He wanted to persecute her. He wanted to murder. That's all that this was. It was a sick drive in him to kill. That's what this was. That's all that this was. So when I see videos like this saying blame her husband, like the jealous hater that you are, because she's more of a man than you are, that gets me so pissed. So pissed. In fact, she's less of a man than you are, because clearly being a man is not worth a damn thing these days. So yeah, no wonder she married up. She married up instead of down. So now, get me out of get out of here. Being a lesbian, it had nothing to do with anything. It had nothing to do with anything. These creeps will try to blame the fact that she's a loud lesbian on the murder of Renee. That's what they're trying to spin. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. If you ask me why I don't date these dudes out here, this is why. Because they're all pretty much these freaks here. I can't stand them. I hate men like this. And I already reported it. Yeah, I said hate men like this. You can call me a messenger all you want. I don't care. I hate and despise these bitch-ass men like this. Anyway, let's continue. I absolutely admire her wife for standing up to these freaks. They're not the only freaks who need to be stood up to. All I wanted to do is show you some of the horrible, putrid videos that I'm seeing pop up trying to blame what happened on the women, the victims of this persecution, this vile, evil murder. They will try to do anything that they can to try to spin this and blame the victims in this situation by trying to persecute their sexuality, by trying to blame it on the fact that they're loud, by trying to blame it on the fact that these women just didn't know, they didn't stand in their place, they weren't in their place, so they got what was coming to them. Like, these psychos like this need to be the ones who are taken to jail. They need to be taken to jail, these fucking monsters. I can't stand them. I hate them. Fucking clown of the century right here. Fucking bitch of the century right here. Trump didn't even acknowledge his ass. I certainly don't. Don't buy into these lies and these disgusting narratives that blame the victims of the situation. The only person to blame was the officer himself. The only one responsible for the murder of Renee was the murderer himself. Not her wife, not Renee. No, the agent. See, listen, here's another one. Here's another one. Look at this. Renee Good stalking ICE. Look at this. Look at this. Look at these men. Look at these men making these videos, trying to demonize these women, trying to blame someone's murder on the victim of the murder. How do you even justify that to yourself? How? Renee Good's wife taunted ICE agent as if that warrants getting murdered, then yelled at her to flee before shooting. They're trying to blame this on her wife. Somehow they're trying to wrap your mind around blaming this situation on her wife, quote unquote taunting, i.e. being defensive towards the ICE agents, which she had, again, every right to be. This is this country as free as it claims. She has every right to be defensive and hostile towards armed men coming towards her and her wife. Every right. Please don't tell me, no, well, don't tell me that, oh, you need to shut up and just let these men do what they want. No, people have every right to resist ICE. These aren't immigrants that they're trying to frame and everything like they usually do. No, these are regular American citizens. They have every right to be resistant and every right to be defensive and guarded towards them. Every right. And her being so had nothing to do with this man pulling out his gun and shooting her 3 times. You saw the video yourself. It had nothing to do with that. It had nothing to do with Renee's wife getting defensive towards him and feeling hostile toward these agents, which she had every right to feel. Every right, because they would go on to kill her wife. These freaks who make these videos are part of the problem. They're even more deranged than the killer himself. These people who make these videos like this. I can't stand to fucking see it. I hate it. So guys, just block out these misogynists. Block out these fucking men. And just be there for the victims here. The victims. That's what we need to do right now. These evil, vile heathens will all be out here in full force trying to protect other men, protect murderers. That's what they do. They're protecting murderers and demonizing and persecuting liberal women, getting intimidated by liberal, righteous women. How dare you try to blame victims for this murder that took place? How dare you? How dare you? You have no soul, not any soul. If you are the one doing this, something is deranged within you. You have the same deranged soul as the guy who took her life. You are deranged. And I just wanted to come and just basically report on that and show you what I'm seeing when I put in Renee Good's name. Her good name. This is how she should be remembered as, though. This is how I want to remember her. So yeah, guys, just stay encouraged, and I'm going out to protest on this for sure. I hope you do too.